Alright, what's up, guys? Welcome to another episode of the TMossBoss Show. Then today's episode, that was a good stretch. Yeah, sometimes, you just you gotta hit one of those, like, them soul-filling stretches, just to loosen up the body and stuff. But anyways, no, overall, I wanted to talk on Battlefield 6 and Call of Duty Black Ops 7. Here's the thing. I don't know too much about Call of Duty Black Ops 7. I haven't really been seeing a whole lot of content with it. I think I briefly seen, what streamer was I watching? I don't know if it was this streamer named Bianca or if it was another streamer. But anyways, but no, overall though, I remember I did watch a little bit of, somebody playing multiplayer. And, to keep it a buck with you, from what I had seen, I honestly had thought that it was Black Ops 6. Like, it didn't look different. It didn't look unique. And that was the thing, the difference between, I guess, Battlefield 2042 and then Battlefield 6. You can see the difference. Like, yeah, it's still that core game where it's just this nonstop destruction, tanks and jets and helicopters and, 128 soldiers running back and forth and things. And I think that's what makes Battlefield so unique, is that it's a breath of fresh air. Call of Duty, on the other hand, it's like, excuse me, fam, it just feels like that you guys have been putting out the same Call of Duty game for I don't know how long. But that's the thing, though. You're not focused on the other games or like the other modes in Call of Duty. It just seems like that you guys are only focused on Warzone and that's it. But what about zombies? What about multiplayer? What about the campaign? Maybe add a new mode to the game. Have like I don't know, like some fan-made modes in the game. I'm saying, but it seems like that Call of Duty right now, it's at a point in time of their careers where they're stuck. Versus Battlefield, I feel like that there is so much that they can add to that game, and I think that they are kind of trying to do that with the Battlefield portal. They're trying to have it where it's like, okay, we might not be able to come up with a bunch of different things, but we know the fans can. And if they allowed the fans to have like just creative freedom with their game, I honestly think that Battlefield, it could be one of the best games out there, because I think that that's what they should have it where, what you can do is, you can create, missions to play, and have it where it's like, yeah, like offline missions. I think if they were to do something like that in Battlefield, it definitely would, it would improve the game a lot, because yeah, it just seems like that there's not a whole lot of single player content. So I think what they should aim for with Battlefield is making it into a military version of Gmod or Fortnite or, games like that where it's a gang of stuff that you can do in there. But it just seems like, yeah, with Call of Duty, it's like, what you guys done released. Let's just see how many Call of Duty games they done released, I guess, since 2021, and just kind of compare both games. Because, yeah, I'm just seeing Battlefield where they released the 2 games, and they did try to change things up with 2042. But like I said, 2042 just felt like it was a competition towards Black Ops 4. And I'm like, yeah, maybe if that would have been your guys' what, Black Ops 4 came out in 2018. If 2042 would have came out in that same year, then it would have made sense. But I think they did it was like Battlefield 5, I think. But anyways, Call of Duty game list. Let's see what Wikipedia, what they got going on. Canceled. They had canceled Future Warfare. Huh. I guess they did have. I feel like I remember that they were talking on that. They were going to do a Call of Duty Zombies game, and they never did do that. They did spin-off games? What was the spin-off games? Oh, I guess, like some, okay. Like, games that, it could have been modes or, alright, so, but anyways, main series. Okay, let's see. So, Call of Duty Vanguard. That was, so that came out in 2021. That Call of Duty, if I could talk on that real quick, it just seemed like that there's like, okay, we want to focus on Warzone, but we have to come out with a Call of Duty game this year. It's like they're on some sort of, because yeah, they skipped out on 2004, but yeah, 2003, 4 or 2, they skip 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, and 25. And it's like, fam, you guys back then, so like if we go back to the old Call of Duty games, Call of Duty, the original Call of Duty, first of its kind, unique, different, wow, like I can't wait to see what you guys do with the next Call of Duty. They took a year off, came out with Call of Duty 2. Oh my god, like the franchise is back. Like what more do you guys got going on? You know, and this was at the time being where it was like they wow, Call of Duty 2 only came out on the Xbox 360. They said Windows and wow, that's crazy. I didn't know that. So, but anyways, Call of Duty 3 comes out, and it's like, okay, like, you know, what more can you guys give us? Like, we got, and this is like the first Treyarch, because the other two, Infinity Ward did it. So Infinity Ward comes back, and they come out with probably one of the best Call of Duty games of all time, Modern Warfare. Wow, amazing. Like, can't get enough of this game. Now I feel like Call of Duty has really been put on the map. They're like, okay, you guys are no longer a small game. Like, you guys are, like, you are building a franchise right now. They come out with World at War. Like, you guys done took it back. You made World War II fun, I guess, for a gamer, where it's like, I mean, I don't know if there was really too many World War II games that came out back then, but I feel like probably at the time being, World at War was probably the best World War II game to ever come out. Modern Warfare 2, you cannot, and I mean this, there's like probably a few other Call of Duty games that came out after this, but you cannot top Modern Warfare 2. And you had us believing that when you came out with that new version of Modern Warfare 2, that this was going to be better than the original Modern Warfare 2. Me personally, I don't think there is no other game that could come out in the Call of Duty franchise that could be better than Modern Warfare 2. Because Modern Warfare 2, all around, amazing game. Black Ops, that was the first Call of Duty game that I had ever got into. Call of Duty Black Ops, I would have to say that was, yeah, a start to a new franchise within Call of Duty. But it's like, wow, like you guys, that's what had me hooked. I was playing Black Ops like it was like no tomorrow and stuff. I'm like, fam, it was one of those games where I'm like, you guys, ain't no way possible you could come out with a better game than this. Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3 comes out. Okay, so you guys came out with a better game than this. You know, I'll admit I was having my frustrations with the game, but when I sit down and I think about it, Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3 was probably one of the best Call of Duty games I had ever played. But anyways, and I did skip out on Black Ops 2 and Ghost, because at that time being, I had started playing Battlefield. So yeah, Bad Company 2, when you're looking at the games that Battlefield done came out with, hold on, let me open up their game list and see what they had going on. So 1942, I feel like nobody wasn't really talking on like the Battlefield games like that and stuff, but so their first one, 1942, then they came out with one called I think that was like kind of like a DLC thing, but it still was like a game. I believe it was a solo game, but they came out with one called Battlefield 1942, The Road to Rome. Then they came out with one called Secret Weapons of World War II, Battlefield Vietnam, Battlefield 2, Special Forces, Euroforce, Armored. So a lot of these games did come out on PC. So originally it was a PC game, and then they had introduced themselves to console when they came out with Battlefield 2 Modern Combat. So that's when you guys kind of like put yourself on the map. Then they came out with like a futuristic Battlefield 2142. And I mean, I don't know. Still, it was like, hadn't really heard too much about Battlefield at that time being. But anyways, moving on, Northern Strike, Battlefield Bad Company. Now I feel like that you guys done kind of put yourselves on the map. Now it's like, okay, what else do you guys got? Like, what do you guys got going on? And I think what they were trying to do is probably, we'll release a Battlefield on console, but if we want people to really play the Battlefield games, they're gonna have to go out and get themselves a gaming PC, and they're gonna have to play it through there. So anyways, Battlefield Heroes. So the next Battlefield that they came out with, That was back on PC. Then it was a free to play game. It must have been like one of them like arcade games. Well, I don't know. Maybe not. But anyways, Battlefield 1943. I think I did play. I played that one. Yeah, I did. I remember playing. I played a lot actually because yeah, that was like an arcade game back then on the Xbox 360. They had like arcade games. So they had like the indie games, the arcade games, and then the main games like Call of Duty and like other Battlefield games and stuff. But yeah, 1943, I did play a lot of that. That one was actually pretty decent. It was solid. But anyways, and then the Battlefield that I got into, where I was like, fam, where was this game all my life? I'm like, how come I didn't get this first and then got the other games and stuff? But Bad Company 2, my thing is this. At the time being, I was thinking, because I had bought like, it was like this special edition where it came with all of it. So it came with Vietnam. So yeah, it came with like all the, it was like, I think it was like the complete edition or something like that. But it came with all these DLCs, came with Bad Company 2 Vietnam. So yeah, I was like, fam, this is amazing. This is the best Battlefield, or this is the like best shooter game of all time. Like, can't top this. Battlefield, so they did come out with some other ones. There was like Battlefield Online, Battlefield Play for Free, Battlefield 3. At this point, I'm like, fam, it's because I'm seeing all these different trailers. Like, I remember they came out with the one trailer. It was like Caspian Border or something like that. It was a map in Battlefield 3. I'm like, oh, this is about to be the best Battlefield game of all time. Then they came out with the beta, and I was like, oh, yeah, I'm definitely going to get this game. Traded in like 20 GameStop or 20 games at GameStops just so I could get this game. And I'm like, hey, look, bro, might not be able to ever play those games again, but at least I'm going to be having fun with Battlefield and stuff. So, yeah, man, Battlefield 3 came out, had me locked in on the campaign, was playing a lot of multiplayer. What else? Yeah, Battlefield 3. I was like, there ain't no way possible that they could top this. Then it seemed like that they kind of like re-released the game, just kind of changed up some things with Battlefield 4. But Battlefield 4, that was a good game too. I was like, couldn't get enough of that. I was like, honestly, probably it would definitely be a toss-up between 3 and 4, where I was like, both of those would probably be the best Battlefield games of all time. Then they came out with Hardline. Hardline was all right. But then they did Battlefield 1, and it was like, whoa, wait a minute, like, this is an all-out warfare game, but it still didn't have, like, that feeling like, 4 did and stuff. So, yeah, I was like, nah, it's alright, I guess, but then they did 5, and I'm like, again, okay-ish, like, not the favorable Battlefield, but I'm like, yeah, it's okay, it's alright. 2042 came out, misled. You know, I thought that this was going to be a good Battlefield game, but they didn't even have no campaign. And I'm like, fam, how y'all gonna come out with a game and ain't got no campaign? But anyways, and then, yeah, and it was like, and then after that, it was like, it just seemed like that. It was like, okay, whatever they got in, plan for the next Battlefield game, I'm like, they gonna have to really go above and beyond for it. So, but anyways, now getting back to, Call of Duty. So yeah, there's, Call of Duty Modern Warfare, 3, that was good. Didn't play Black Ops 2 or Ghost. Played Advanced, Warfare, it was alright. Played Black Ops 3, again, alright. Infinite Warfare, again, alright. World War 2 I thought was pretty good. I thought that was pretty decent. I did like how they did multiplayer, where it was kind of like a not open world, but it was like a area where it felt like an actual lobby where you can like kind of like walk around and you know, just be kind of like just goofing around with your friends and stuff. So yeah, World War 2 I did think was it was decent. Black Ops 4, that was a no campaign, and I'm like, I don't know how you guys expect this Call of Duty to be good, but I remember I was playing it with a friend at the time, Zombies, and I was like, alright, I mean, it's decent, it's alright. Modern Warfare came out. Okay, now, I'm like, where was this Call of Duty, you know, for the past few Call of Duties? I'm like, whoa, what happened? I'm like, what's going on? Like, oh, this is good, this is amazing. Black Ops Cold War came out. Nah, all right-ish, I guess. Vanguard, I would say, yeah, no, it wasn't all that good, because at this time, they were just locked in on Warzone. It seemed like Black Ops Cold War, they released that by accident. That game wasn't supposed to be good, but it was okay. Like, they did do a little bit with that game, but not a whole lot. It probably had a lot to do with Raven Software. I'm like, what I'm gonna open them up and see what they got going on. But anyways, But Vanguard, Modern Warfare 2 was bad. The new Modern Warfare 2, it was bad in my opinion because that game was crashing a lot, and I'm like, fam, what is the goal with this game? Like, because the game is broken. I'm like, so y'all gonna have to fix. Like, this game wasn't even starting up for me at one point in time, and I'm like, I don't know what you guys got going on, but this needs to be fixed. So I'm like, I'm actually surprised that I managed to get any form of content out of that game. But yeah, they lured me with that whole, oh, buy the game in this early access thing, and you get to play it a week early. Yeah, I ain't doing that no more. I'm like, especially now with Call of Duty releasing on the Xbox Game Pass. I'm like, nah, yeah, I'm good. I'm like, I'm not going to, I ain't gonna buy no more I have not bought a Call of Duty game since Modern Warfare 3, pretty much. And I was like, and I eventually ended up trading that back in. So I guess technically a game that I do own permanently, or the last like permanently owned Call of Duty game, would be Modern Warfare 2. So, but yeah, since then, I'm like, I'll just play all the Call of Duty games through the Xbox Game Pass. But, oh, they did do Raven's software. They did do Black Ops 6 and 7. They must not have that much ownership, or they don't have that much of a say-so, because I feel like that with Black Ops Cold War, it was decent. They had a little bit going on. It's just that it was still a game where it seemed like that they was like, okay, let's just do these things, but let's mainly put our attention and focus on Warzone. And I'm like, fam, you do have another like modes and stuff that you guys can be focused on. But anyways, Modern Warfare 3 was all right. I feel a sneeze. Okay, there we go. But yeah, Modern Warfare 3 was okay-ish. Black Ops 6 was again okay-ish. And yeah, I haven't played well, I mean, it hasn't even came out yet, so, but yeah, let's see. So they are still in production. It's just that, yeah, they just ain't got that much of a say so, Raven Software. But my thing is this. So Call of Duty, I'm like, since Vanguard, it seems like the only thing that you guys have been focused on, or no, since Modern Warfare, the 2019 version, it seems like that your guys' main focus was Warzone. And I get it. I understand. Like, Warzone is probably your biggest game, but at the same time, you got to understand, when you look back at all the other Call of Duty games beforehand, where it's like, you look at the original Call of... So, my thing is this. I guess, like, if I was in control of what was to be done for the Call of Duty games, I'm like, we have to, instead of, oh, let's just get some multiplayer maps and slap those into the Call of Duty games. No, we have to... My thing is this. What overall put us on the map? I'm like, when you look back at titles like Call of Duty, the original Modern Warfare series, the original Black Ops series, you know, when we're that's what you guys need to be doing. You need to have it where you're winning over the crowds, but it's like, oh, we're gonna have it where we change this up, do this. You guys sound like EA when they're coming out with the Madden game. Like, oh, we tweaked the settings a little bit, so now players move a little bit more naturally and stuff. That's what it just sounds like what they're doing with Call of Duty. But as far as like adding new content, doing different things with the game, it's like, nope. If my thing is this, they're like, if we can't do anything to Warzone, then we ain't gonna fool with it. And I'm like, fam, Call of Duty is the franchise itself is much more bigger than that mode. You have to and I feel like that eventually it is going to get to a point in time where people are like, okay, you know what? We're done with this game. We ain't going to be playing with, because you even look up now and it's like, fam, there were streamers that I seen that would strictly play Call of Duty. Only would play Call of Duty. Fam, I'm seeing them playing Battlefield. So you have to sit down and think about it. What is it that Battlefield did where it's different from Call of Duty? And when you look at Battlefield, fam, you're seeing it where it's like buildings are coming down. Freaking, it's an all-out, that's what a warfare is supposed to look like. Like, when I played Battlefield 6, it looks like that movie Civil War, and I'm like, fam, that, in my opinion, that's probably one of the best war movies out there. But that's what that reminded me of. Call of Duty, on the other hand, it just seems like one of those games. It seems like it's like the Fast and Furious of video games. I feel like I've seen that somewhere, and I got to thinking about it, and I'm like, yeah, that's just something that just don't naturally come to my mind. But I feel like I can't remember where exactly I seen it, but that's what Call of Duty feels like. And then Battlefield, it feels like it's like, yeah, like I said, it's a breath of fresh air. It's like, it's different from what we've been playing for like the past 4 years now. So I'm like, fam, my thing is this. if you guys want to do something productive with your game, talking on Call of Duty, you gotta change it up. You gotta like, okay, like did what we could with Warzone. We gonna focus on the base game. We gonna focus on what new things can we do. So yeah, like make it where campaign is a little bit more engaging. Have it where multiplayer, it has different modes in there. Have it where zombies, it's a different experience every time you guys are like. So yeah, have it where it's like the zombies are a little bit smarter. Like they, it's like they got like guns now, because they did kind of have like a zombie mode in Battlefield. It ain't really a zombie mode. I'm like, it was pretty much team deathmatch just with zombies attached to the name. And I'm like, but no, I was thinking that, I'm like, fam, have it where the zombies got guns and they're taking cover and shooting at you and stuff. I mean, obviously have it where it's a little bit easier, but then yeah, have it where maybe it could be on some stuff like that, where it is that traditional zombies, but the zombies are a little bit smarter, where it's like it could be from that zombies look a little bit different. Even have it where it's like a story mode for zombies. What else? Maybe have it where multiplayer, or like even some like co-op missions that you can do and things. What else? Yeah, maybe have it where campaign, like the story is like open world and you get to create a character, and then I'm saying, and that's another thing too. Stop having it where you guys are adding in all these different celebrities that don't even play the game. Because I'm like, I think when I said it was Nicki Minaj and Beavis and Butthead, where I'm like, does Nicki Minaj even play Call of Duty? And did any episode of Beavis and Butthead, did they ever mention Call of Duty the game? I would imagine that they haven't, because I'm like, they're probably like, they probably, some of the people that probably work for Beavis and Butthead, that cartoon, they probably do be playing a little bit of it, but it's like, it's one of those things where it just seems like that wasn't even needed. Not saying that it was a bad idea, but I'm just saying that it's not needed. Don't nobody care if we could play as Beavis and Butthead. I think if they had it where it was like, if you could create a character, I think that would have been pretty solid. And then they just have it where you're just kind of like going around this big old giant map and you killing off all these enemies and stuff. And then maybe have it where it could be like the same with zombies, but not like that how they did Modern Warfare 3, where it's like, oh, the more you get into the middle, then that's how it's gonna get more difficult, and then we're gonna have it where it's an extraction shooter. It just seems like that you guys are just trying to copy down other ideas, but then just slap in "by Call of Duty" at the end of it. Gaming don't work like that. You gotta be different. You gotta be unique. It's having it where it's like, oh, well, we're coming out with Escape from Tarkov by Call of Duty, Fortnite by Call of Duty. What else? It's like, I'm saying, like, you guys gotta have it where it's like, it ain't no by Call of Duty. It's like, hey, this is a Call of Duty original. This is a Call of Duty game. This ain't no game or us trying to be like another game, and it's just, we just slap in by Call of Duty at the end of it. And even just with Battlefield, it's like, because I heard some things with them, they trying to do stuff like battle royales and stuff, and I'm like, no, you guys ain't gotta do that. If you see what you guys are doing right now with the game, do that, but times 10. So come out with more of the campaign. Come out with more of the like multiplayer. Do some co-op stuff. Like have it where it's like fans can create a little bit more in Portal. But if it's like, if you gonna limit the players, and that's talking about Call of Duty and Battlefield, don't be surprised if you guys look up one day and people are playing other games. All right. So, but anyways, with that being said, I will talk to y'all later. Thank you guys for watching and or listening. Stay tuned for the next episode. Like, subscribe, viewing this on YouTube. Follow, subscribe, viewing this on the podcast streaming service, and peace.